Oh, Bill's doing an evaporator on a Chrysler Pacifica. That's a fun job. It's actually not too bad. Not as bad as it looks. The dash comes out of there pretty modular. Bulkhead connectors on both sides, etc. Not too bad. How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Welcome back. I'm Jimmy, and we're making it work. If you're new, we're gonna spend a day in the shop. I'm just now getting it opened up. Been kind of buttoning up loose ends. Hasn't been that busy, but we're getting a lot of the old classics and exotics back on the road. Once I get this place open up, we'll go out and take a look at the weather. We'll do a quick project truck update for those that are interested, and then we'll begin making it work. Huh, I unlocked the back door to come in, and this door is unlocked. Hey, I don't make the rules, I just follow them. Got the fender stripped down yesterday because it was kind of slow waiting on parts and stuff. Went ahead and stripped it down, rust treated it, primed it. There'll be a full video on it. I'm doing a panel at a time going around the truck. But it's beautiful. 64 degrees when I left the house this morning. It's already up to 70. So in the half hour it took me to get here, stopping to get gas and all, the temperature went up 6 degrees. Probably close to 90 today again, which not too bad. When I start feeling hot, it's about 95, 96 degrees, something like that. I'm not sure how you guys, if you live up north, when it hits like the 80s, you get hot, right? Tell me in the comments below. But anyway, let's finish getting this place open up, see what's happening. Got the broken bolt out of the Dodge Ram that holds the compressor. We got bolts coming for that this morning. I'm sure we'll be working on that because we're going to learn a thing or two and we're going to have some fun. So if you want to see it all, you got to stay tuned. All right. We drew straws, and Bill got the evaporator, Joe got the four-wheel brake job, and I got the axle fell out on my 300,000 mile Colorado. I don't know how the axle fell out, to tell you the truth, but you can see by the gear oil, he's probably putting a trailer in the water and not servicing the differential. Bad combination. So what I'm going to do is slide that back in there. It must have a ton of wear in the rear end for the C-clip to come out without anything being broken that I can see. So I'm guessing all the gears inside are toast. But we won't know till we get it on the lift, get the cover off. So I'm waiting on bolts for the Dodge Ram. I guess they forgot or something, I don't know. So I'm rowing and I'm going to put this in. Once the Ram's out of there, I'm going to try to drive it into the shop. It'll slide out, so I'll have to bring the jack and move it a little at a time because I don't have a tow truck to put it on my lift. And last night when this came in, the Ram was already on my lift anyway, so I couldn't if I had one. Let's the drum looks pretty decent, hasn't taken any damage. He said it came off out on the highway and bounced down the road. Surprisingly enough, it's not really looking too bad. We'll see. Let's get in the shop. There's not really any bearing grinding going on there too. Let's see what we can do. I got a jack and a jack stand, and oh, that backing plate took some damage. Might have to unadjust the rear brakes a little bit. Brake shoes aren't gonna let it on. Oh, you know what? It's not the ground. Listen, man, I unadjusted the rear brakes as much as they can be unadjusted. Now, while we're waiting for bolts for this Dodge Raminator, I got the wheel and axle in the Colorado, but I need to use my lift, so I'm not going to try to move it yet. Got a diag on a 2020 Hyundai Tucson. Looks like my sister-in-law's car. I wonder if that's the one she traded in. Got 60,000 miles or something on it, and a misfire. Well, check engine lights on. She said it runs rough. I didn't feel it pulling it up, but let's hop in there and take a look. Oh, updates. I'm gonna do these real quick first. We're not in a rush today anyway. Do it. We'll come back in a few minutes when this is done. It probably won't take too long. This machine's usually pretty quick. See, I told you the wheel's back on. I had to bend the backing plate out of the way. The drum wouldn't go on all the way because it was bent a little worse than I thought, and it's way stiffer than you might expect. But fuses, OBD2. There it is. All right, let's get these two shaking hands. Driving it over, it felt like it ran great, but sometimes a check engine light will play tricks on your mind. Oh, 49,000 miles. You poor thing. 20 with 49,000 miles. Let's start it up. Show you how rough it runs. I think it runs pretty good myself. Auto search. Let's get cozy. It'll take a minute. Oh, I gotta check the air in the tires. Tire lights on. We'll do that too. I don't see an oil change sticker, so I'm not sure if the oil is ready to be done. We'll have to take a look at the oil level. I don't see any blinky lights. That's why this thing is getting upset. We'll give it a minute and we'll come back. I'm going to send a report and all that stuff. If you've been watching the channel a while, I always send a report to the service writers so everything can be documented. Oh, Hyundai. There it goes. 2 ECM codes. Uh-oh. Cylinder 2 misfire. Battery voltage low in history. Ignition voltage low in history. So we take a good look at the battery, which you always should check the battery when you do any kind of diagnosis work. Battery's got to be in good shape. You can get all kinds of weird codes if a battery's getting pretty weak, because when it cranks it'll dip even lower, and then it'll set weird codes because the computer gets very confused. So let's take a look at the cylinder 2 coil, if it's easy to pop out, and take a look at that battery. Uh-oh, got a died hard. That's going to be easy to pull out of there, I'm thinking. What do you think? $10mm. That doesn't look good. I don't see any burn throughs though. Let's get a look at that sparkuma plug. Original sparkuma plugs. It's not really bad though. 50,000 miles. No carbon tracking. You'll see it'll look like there's a hair on the spark plug, but I don't see any of that. It does look like it's slightly fouled though. It could have. These cars are bad for intermittently sticking injectors and clogging injectors and things like that, but I could try moving the coil. We'll do that. We'll see. Like I said too, it's not running bad right now, so I'll probably have to take it for a drive. I'll move the coil first and we'll see if we get a code for cylinder 1. I'm going to take this thing for a drive in just a second and see how I should do. That's what we get to see. Is it quick and easy and misfires on cylinder 1 now? Or are we going to have to dig deeper? All right, we're gonna get some Misfire data up. I wanted to show you first. It is charging good. The battery tests good. So I'm thinking that Die Hard might have been put in there, and the codes weren't cleared since then. But I'm gonna bring up some Misfire data, and hopefully it's in here. We'll take a look, and because it wasn't in special functions or actuation tests or any of that, so hopefully it's just in regular engine data. See what happens. It'll either misfire for us and reset the code on 2, or it'll set the code on 1. The third possibility, nothing will happen. It'll run great because of a glitch in the matrix. There is my Misfire daters. We're going to combine them all onto a graph. Okay. Now I'm going to take it for a drive and see if anything pops up on that screen for us. Romp in that van pulling it out. Oh, here comes a Hummer too. That was a cool romp on it. Man, this thing doesn't have any power. Oh, there it goes. Something's happening. That thing's low on power, like a bad cat or something. I feel a misfire or something now. See how the scansel's shaking? No misfires on the screen though. That's unfortunate. All right. As usual, it's unusual. I wouldn't expect anything less nowadays. I'd only be shocked. I only get shocked really on the easy ones. I'm like, wow, what happened? Why is it easy? Maybe that's why it happens. You bring it into light, into truth by thinking it's going to happen, right? All right, now this thing's sitting here shaking. No misfires. Interesting. Let's get back to the shop, see what's up. It's been a few minutes. It's going to be a while, I guess. So we'll wait. We will wait. Told you we're going to wait. Sit still, relax, will you? Pull up a chair, grab a cold drink. We're waiting. And look, they're building more apartments across the street, so that's cool. I wonder who does like city planning and stuff. What do you guys think? Someone that gets their pockets lined by contractors and builders and stuff? I know the local government loves the tax revenue, property taxes and stuff, because they charge the apartment complexes property taxes, and if you put in 1,000 apartments, that's a lot of money. But we basically need to go to 3-lane highways. This road used to be 1 lane on each side, by the way. It used to be 1 lane east, 1 lane west. Oh, this thing's running bad. Okay. See the way that paper bounces? That's a pretty close to a dead misfire. No misfires. All right. Let's go back and see if any codes set. Don't panic yet. Cylinder 1. Ha ha ha! It's the coil. That's why it feels like it has no power. It misfires. It just doesn't show you on the graph. I don't know. It's been a couple of vehicles now. It doesn't show you misfires while the thing's sitting there running around. I had a blinking check engine light. That had to be when it set the cylinder 1 code, but it never showed on the graph. In any event, we have a code that we didn't have before. Moving the coil, moved the problem. This thing's going to get, I'm going to recommend tune-up, induction service, and at least 1 coil. I would not be surprised to get a box of door last coils. I apologize. I know some of us don't like that, but actually I haven't had a problem with one of those coils I put in yet. So I know the internet doesn't like it, but in reality, so far so good. We always keep you posted on that stuff. You guys know if something does go wrong with one of them, I'll be laughing about it and telling you all about it. But no reason to so far, other than internet banter. Couldn't get 98mm length bolts. We got 90mm. Kind of concerned. I'm going to see how much of it we're going to get out the top here. Oh, definitely can't use a washer. It's not hollow all the way up. I mean, there's hollow spots all the way up. It's not a whole tube all the way up. So you got to get it through like 3 levels of aluminum inside here. But we get about this much sticking out the top. As a rule of thumb, whatever the diameter of the bolt is at least how many threads you want to grab or more. That's the bare minimum, would be about that many. I wouldn't feel comfortable with that. We're about 2 threads past that. I think that's going to be okay. And honestly, it's all we can find for now. We don't have a lot of options. We want to see if this compressor, I can't hardly turn it. The customer doesn't want to do it unless we put it all together and it doesn't work, which is probably how the bolts broke, I'm guessing. Wish me luck. I'm going to lift this up a little bit with my pry bar, just because of a vertical challenge situation we got going on here. Hopefully that's going to work. These bolts aren't going to work, so I dug through our scrap metal. Found a couple of bolts with 10mm heads that are a little longer, because there's a bracket on a couple of them that gets trapped by the bolt. Can't find the hole. That's a bummer. I'm never going to find that. That's a non-gravity check. Gravity no longer works. There it is. No big deal. So much for the locking extension. You bump it into stuff, it unlocks. And a 13 on the last one. Not grabbing as many threads, but it's grabbing about 7 or 8 threads. My concern is a couple of the first threads going in the hole. A couple of them are a little damaged, but they're pretty tight. And on one thing, we're going to try it out, see how it works. Got to feed this in between these pulleys onto the tensioner, because the tensioner pulls this way, it pulls that way, so I got to pull it this way to get the belt on it. So I know the belt has to come from this side. I could look up a diagram, but that's no fun. No I like a challenge, you know. If you watch my channel a while, you know I'm not kidding. I like a challenge. I make things as hard as I can on myself. Just because it's too easy otherwise. Alright. That one's on. That one's on. Now, I'm not sure if it has to go. It doesn't have to go over the fan, right? What do you think? I know it has to go down to the crankshaft at some point. It should go under the fan, I believe. This here. And because the belt, you know, we've talked about the belt packaging really distorting the belts a lot. And that's something else you're dealing with too, on top of rooting the belt, but let's do that. Take this out. Go on a loop-de-loop. Don't worry, I'm going to edit this down so it doesn't look like it took 35 minutes. We'll make it into like a 2 or 3 minute process, just for your viewing pleasure. Come on, remember. Now I got to get my belt tool. Just because it's being mean to me. So I'm going to be mean back. That's how I work. Tell you what, it's a process, this belt. It looked like it was going to be really easy. And I was getting all giddy. But it's a bit of a challenge. perfect. There you go. That's what I was hoping for. Oh, I got a belt tool right here. My adapter stuck in the tensioner. I get a special tensioner adapter removal tool right here. Turn it upside down. There you go. Let's see where this goes. I don't know. I didn't take it out. But we'll figure it out. Uh-oh. I got a feeling something's missing. That don't look right. Oh, it goes higher up. There's more pins. There's a whole bunch of pins. It's bottom pins and upper pin. That's what it is. Okay. That's the funny part. The customers say, I got it apart for you, so it costs a lot less, right? No, it costs more. Now you got to figure it out. Sometimes it might cost less because it's something that I know a lot about and I can figure it out really easy with little to no effort. But most of the time I'm like, what? How does that go? So then you're trying to evaluate and test fit things and taking things back apart because you forgot a little part because you didn't do it, right? So it makes it harder. There's a breather somewhere for this. Maybe it's in his truck. I think it goes to the manifold or the valve cover on the driver's side or something. Yeah, here it goes, right here next to the oil fill. I'm gonna get the snorkel hose on first. One of these guys. I know that goes there, that's easy. Even I can figure that one out. Little air, temp sensor. Feel right. There it goes. I'm going to tighten these clamps before I move on. Then we'll go searching for the breather tube. Look what I found in the truck. I'm going to guess it goes like this. Oh, perfect guess. But today is my lucky day, man. Everything's coming up roses. Of course, it almost always does. That's why I get upset when days aren't going well, because it happens so rare. Let's fire this thing up, see if the bolt comes flying off. So far, so good. Now for a piece of resistance, I will turn on the AC, and we'll see what happens. Shows you what I know, the air is working. This one's done. I think it's safe to assume that the compressor is going to give me a problem because I really had a hard time turning it. Felt like it was about 75% of locked up, if that makes sense. But we're going to see. That's what he wants to try. That's what we're going to do. 304,232 miles. My love rating is 7. Truck's actually in really good shape, 304,000 miles. 2004. We drove it in with Bill watching the wheel to make sure the axle wasn't going to slide back out on the way in the shop, and it went the whole way without moving out. It came out a tiny bit, but not enough to jump out of the bearing. As long as the axle shoulder stays in the axle bearing, that distance is what you have to work with if you need to do that in a pinch. Let's get it in the air. See what this rear end looks like. We're going to do a tune-up on the Hyundai too. I'm going to pull it behind here so it's not in Bill's way. He's almost got the evaporator done. And while parts are rolling in for that, I can see what this guy's going to need, which I'm guessing whole rear differential. I don't know if I mentioned that already. Just in case I didn't. Get this rear end cover off of here so they can work on this estimate while I do the tune-up on the other one. Working like a well-oiled machine. except the 3/8 ain't strong enough for that bolt. This is like an Eric O vehicle too, so got a little rust. Not terrible, it looks like it's been coated at some point, but the back of the truck is worse, which tells me that's the part dropping boats in the water, I guess. We did mention that yesterday. Let's stop flapping and get a 1/2 inch 13mm deal. All of a sudden the mid-torque's a beast. Just about the mass. You know, I see a lot of people claiming these little tiny guns have all kinds of torque, but if the mass of the anvil is tiny, it's just only going to make so much torque. Especially over the long term. You push a little anvil to make way more power than it's really physically supposed to. Physics is going to win every time. It's not going to last long. If it is, like, what's the recent claim I saw? 550 foot-pounds from a 3/8 gun this size. This thing is about 60 foot-pounds. So how you get a 1000% increase and expect it to last? I don't think so. But I've been wrong before. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not good. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I just felt like I should say it that last time. Keep going, man. Keep going. It's out. The heck is holding it? I don't know. Weird stuff happens. Like the metal must be squished, so it's holding the threads or something. I don't know. That's so weird. It's out. I don't feel anything behind there. I'm gonna get this sorted out. We're gonna work. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. I gotta get a 1/2 inch for that top bolt. The corners are mostly rusted off of it. 1/2 inch is just a hair smaller than 13. Cagey, wily trickeries with that is. With that goop coming out of there, that's not a good sign. The C-clip, I almost wonder if the C-clip rusted away, but looking at the oil, definitely smells sketchy, but never seen anything like it. Never seen a C-clip come off without massive destruction. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that, son. Look at all the metal that's on the magnet.
Oh, that looks just delicious.
That is good stuff, man. Oh, you know what? It's in park. I gotta take it out of park. I just popped the lever off the transmission. Air filter, cabin filter. What is this? Tell me this is a step down from the AutoZone coils. Bingo! You'd be right if you told me that. Alright, I still do want to get a look at this rear end and let them work on that estimate first. So we're going to take this off instead of letting the car down. Take it out of park. Any other gear will do. Now, if I turn the tire, it might turn the diff. It might not. Let's turn it from the drive shaft. What you want, that's what you get. That was so odd that it just kind of fell out of there. I'm going to see how much play is in this. Alright, listen here, man. Let's find a spot. There we go. Get a pry bar. You see how much nut moved? This thing's just worn out. Differential is so worn, the side gears have so much thrust that it enables the C-clip to just fall out because the gears are all sloppy, the axles, everything's just worn out. We could probably get a new center section and put this back together the way it is, but that's not what I would recommend doing. I'm gonna have to clean this nasty oil off to get a look at the teeth. I don't see chunks of teeth in the bottom. Here's my retainer, which is also worn, I'm sure. See, it wears where the axle rides on that side, and then it wears on the back where it rides on the side gear. So what we've got here is just a series of worn out parts. So it's going to be a replacement or an overhaul at the customer's discretion, like I suspected. I thought I was going to see worse, I got to be honest with you, but the wear and slop is enough. Without catastrophic failure, it's still not going to work. While they work on that estimate, let's do a tune-up. You got to turn these lock tabs up. Cabin filter we'll do last. Leave it right there where you can't miss it when you try to go park it. I got spark plugs around here somewhere. NGKs. Look at these guys. We upgraded on the plugs, and I don't know if these are upgrade or downgrade. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if AutoZone and CarQuest and all of them made in the same place, which is China. 10 millimeter. These ought to come out and be real quick and easy. 5-minute tune-up. Nice. Could use a nice, easy tune-up. I'm not even going to brag about it yet. Oh, it's going to be time for a new bit driver adapter. Soon. Right after I get a quarter drive torque wrench. You're getting along so good. I didn't think this had to come off here, but it's been a while since I did a regular tune-up. Unless it's on like a 71 Barracuda or something. Let's pop these all off. I think my battery might be going. Oh, look at that, 1 dot. That's terrible. Four more spark plugs. Hang in there. You can do it. Look at these beautiful NGK iridiums. Wow. That's probably going to add 50, 60 horsepower. Just the fact it's not misfiring is another 50. This is going to be 200 horsepower when we're done. Something like that. What we need now is a hot air filter. Man. I see an alarming trend on YouTube lately. You guys tell me if you see it. It seems like 80% of the videos I see shops making are about how other shops are incompetent. I'm not sure that that's a good idea. Unless something's really egregious, it's not a good look. Most other industries don't do that. I see carpenters and home remodelers doing it a little bit, but nothing like mechanics. Like someone will have a video about using electric ratchet to put in spark plugs. And I started them by hand, and then I'll go over them with this ratchet, which isn't really any different except there's no plastic handle on it. And I'll double check them, just so I feel better. Force of habit, I don't think you really need to do this part. New coils come with dielectric grease, just like the AutoZone ones. I'm telling you, it's got to be the same manufacturer. It's the same green dielectric grease and everything. Connector is a tight squeeze. You gotta be careful too when you're pushing a connector together and it's fighting you. Sometimes one of those pins will be bent, and then you'll really crush it. So, and I don't mean crush it like in a good way. Look away if you're easily, what's it called, traumatized. The injector pump will not be removed for spark plugs. That's just how it is. My sister-in-law had a blue Tucson just like this one. She just traded in. Mike, my son-in-law Mike, got her a good deal on a RAV4 XLE. She brought her Hyundai to the dealership, and she's been pretty loyal to Hyundai for 15 years or so now, 20 maybe. And she brought her little Hyundai up to the dealer, and her screen had gone blank, her audio screen. So she said she sat at the dealer for 7 hours, and then they told her they couldn't get it to work there, that she would have to go to Hyundai's website and upload onto a thumb drive an update for the software in the stereo system, and that would fix it. So she had to do it herself. So she called my son-in-law, drove up to Leesburg Toyota, traded her car in there, and now she drives a Toyota. She said, they kept me there 7 hours and told me to do it myself. She's like, no thanks. That's the kind of thing I don't mind people talking about. You know, to say that other mechanics put all these parts in and couldn't figure it out, it was a loose battery terminal. You know, that, I don't think that's so productive. People putting things in wrong and breaking things and all, then yeah, you say, hey, tighten up guys, this isn't acceptable. But throwing people under the bus just every single video just to make yourself look better, not on board with that. Anyway, enough about all that. One more peek. I put everything back. Connectors are all on. Lock tabs are all lock tabbed. Yeah. Oil's good. I gotta put a cabin filter in. This customer's on the road. Wait. Gotta do this. I've been working on all old classic cars. They don't have engine covers that you need to clean, so I'm out of practice. Well, you got the old air filter out, but yeah, I bring you along for the ride. It gets more exciting from here. Uh-oh, I need 2 hands. Plastic wrapped. That way it comes out fresh. It might go like this. Oh yeah. Look at that. And this door pops on, hopefully. And then this goes up. You put this on. And you get these two guys down here. These are your little latches. You gotta go past that. Past the end of that. Should be good. Fast and Furious, bro. I'm gonna take this thing for a drive, make sure it's good to go, and then we'll come up with something else. All right, guys, I'm heading out early to get to the doctor. Got an annual checkup, so we're calling it a day. They're still struggling trying to find differential parts for this Colorado. Maybe we'll work on it tomorrow or the day after, or Monday or Tuesday. We'll see. Thanks for watching. Torque the like button before you head out, and I hope I see you in another video, because you're awesome.